Hey guys, how's it going? On today's video, we'll be installing Intellitronix temp, volt, and oil pressure meters in the E30. When you first unbox the kit, it does come with this universal gauge pod mount, but instead we're going to be using this Gargistic E30 mount that goes where the front ashtray is, which you'll see in a minute. What you'll need for this install is a 8mm socket or 8mm wrench. You're gonna need some heat shrink, some extra connectors. I'm gonna use some automotive grade connectors to make it easy, quick disconnect harness. You also need some wire strippers, some wire cutters. I'm gonna use a plier for one step. And you will need some 18 gauge or 16 gauge extra wire to run to your temp sensor and your oil pressure sensor, which are included. For the E30, I am using Race German's adapter. That'll put the original sensor at the bottom and the included Intellitronix oil pressure sensor into the M20 block, as well as I found an adapter to go into the Mishimoto radiator side drain that I'll be using with the included temp sensor. To start off, when you take your gauges out of the kit, you'll need to use your 8mm socket or wrench to tighten them to the gauge pod holder. They do not come pre-installed with the kit, so you can install them to whatever bracket you'll be using. Again, we're using the Garagistic E30 gauge pod mount, or you could use the universal one that is included with the kit. Once you have the gauges installed to the bracket, or you can do it without installing them, the gauges come pre-split, or the wires come pre-split, so you can simply just pull off the excess and they're ready to go. I'm going to make this a little more complicated than it needs to be and use two 4-pin connectors and one 3-pin connector so that each gauge set has its own connectors. Then I'm also going to use one 5-pin connector and one 6-pin connector to make them all merge to one connector. You guys can do it the same way, or you can do it a more simple way and then just run the black and red wires to a power and ground, the other black ones to a power and ground, and the third ones to a power and ground, and just run the purples to one to your headlight switch so that they can dim, and then the blue and orange one to either your water temp sensor or your oil pressure sensor. So I'm going to get started cutting these wires up, and I'll see you when I'm done. So after a semi-failed time lapse, as I kept bringing the gauge closer out of the camera view, I finished all of the 3 female connectors for the gauges. Now I'm just going to quickly finish the rest of the connections, doing the males to these connectors, and then do the females again to the final connectors. With the wonderful ways of editing, I finished half the harness. So we have two 4-pin, one 3-pin, and then the two one 6-pin and one 5-pin for the connectors. I just need to heat shrink the last 3 pieces, and it's ready to go in the car. So let's go to the car and we'll get started on the other side of the harness. Now that we're in the car, you can see where the Gargistic gauge pod holder mounts up at the front of the center console. So this definitely I wouldn't say is the right way to do it, but this is how I'm doing it. This is the old AC button switch, and it has 3 power wires going to it. I did some testing earlier, so I had already cut them. So what I'm going to do is make a harness. So I'm going to pin those into a new, to the 6-pin automotive connector, and I'm going to run a ground back under the, right behind the firewall, right behind and underneath the dash is a, let's see if you can see it up in there, probably not, is a factory ground. So I'm going to run all the ground wires to that, and I'm going to use from the power wires to the connectors. I'm going to use the 18 gauge wire for my grounds, and I'm going to use the 16 gauge wire to the sensors, which I have already a nice long piece of wire with one connector on it for the temp sensor, and I'll be making another one that goes to the oil pressure sensor. So let me get the harness done for the power wires, and we'll go from there. So I finished connecting the power wires to the quick disconnect harness, as well as making my own ground, which I have temporarily going to the stud right here. I just want to say the battery was disconnected while I was doing all this, and you should always make sure it's disconnected when you're doing anything with wires. So let's turn the key and see if they light up. Yeah, there we go. So at the moment, I don't have any of the sensors connected, just the voltmeter as it's getting constant power, and the dimmer switches aren't connected either. So it's just power to the gauges. So when the key is on, they get power, and when the key is turned off, they turn off. So now I'm going to move on to routing the ground wires through the dash to the ground point, and then I'm going to route the temp sensor wire, and I'm going to make another oil pressure sensor wire to run to the front of the engine bay through the grommet underneath the driver, right behind the clutch pedal assembly. So I'm going to do that, and I'll show you when I'm done. After all this time thinking I was going to put it in the side of the radiator, I remembered that there's an open slot in the thermostat to give a better reading. I was going to be putting it on the cool side of the radiator, so that kind of would have defeated the purpose of it working fully properly. So I do have it installed here. This lower fitting does not come with the kit. It comes with one, but it doesn't fit. So I got an assortment from Autozone. If I can find the link to it, I'll put it in the description below. And then on top of that is the temp sensor that comes with the Intellitronix kit. So I just need to finish up putting the wire connector on there, and then we'll see how well it works. So I contacted Intellitronix, and they ended up sending me the wrong temp sensor. So when you do order the kit, you want to make sure it's a nut and a lock washer, not just the nut. So I'm going to replace that, and we should be good. Now that we got the new sensor installed, let's go check out the meter inside the car. Now that the temp sensor is working again, let's install the oil pressure sensor. Now that everything else is installed, we're going to install the oil pressure sensor. Like I said before, we'll be using this race German adapter to put the OEM sensor on the bottom and the Intellitronix sensor on the side. You will need to drain your oil for this. I'm in the middle of installing a new oil cooler. That video should be out probably before this video, if not after. So you will have to drain your oil to start, and then I'll be using this 7/8 socket to get my OEM sensor out of the M20 block. Now that everything's been uninstalled and oil's been drained, you can now reassemble these 3 pieces. So you can use a 19mm wrench to hold this in place, or some vise, and then thread your OEM sensor into the bottom, and then we'll be threading the Intellitronix sensor into the side. Just to make it easier to install, I have left the Intellitronix sensor off, so it's easier to thread on the adapter and the OEM sensor, and I will then add the Intellitronix sensor after install. I did have to uninstall the OEM sensor to get the race German adapter in, because you have to really crank it to make sure that the hole for the Intellitronix unit will line up. And then I reinstalled the sensor. And so now that I have everything installed, just like the temp sensor, I ran a wire through the grommet and the firewall all the way around the motor and attached it to the oil pressure sensor. Let's go see what it reads. Excuse the loudness, but the sensor is working. We're at 38 psi, which is a little high for an M20, but I'm hoping it'll just keep going down, or I'm gonna have to look into that. But the temp's working great, volt's working great, oil pressure's working. The last thing we have to do is install the dimmer switch. So now to finish off with the dimming portion of the Intellitronix gauge install, you will need a 12-volt source. So what I'm doing is taking a 12-volt source from the light of the cigarette lighter that I will then connect to the three wires going to the gauges. So I'm going to quickly wire that up, and then I'll show you how it works. Now that I have the 3 wires attached to the 12-volt signal wire, let's see how these gauges light up. So that's normal. And then when we turn the headlights on, they dim. Just a little bit. It is more noticeable in person than it is in video. So that's normal, dim, normal, dim. If you don't want the dimming feature, you could just simply take those wires and put them to the ground, and then you won't have the feature, but you will have to wire everything up to have the dimming feature. So another quick look of how they look. Turned off. Install was pretty easy for someone that's not a big wiring person. It really cleans up the interior and is a great look, especially with this Gargistic gauge pot holder and the Intellitronix gauges. So here they are one more time. Nice and bright. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You can put them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Mass Driver and my parts page at Rage of Parts. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.